As the world population grows, more and more people are drawn to the relative comfort provided by urban cities. More than half of the world's population lives in cities, says Dye in 2008, and more than two-thirds are expected to live in cities by 2050, says the UN in 2010. Cities have many benefits for their populace, such as increased security, moderate protection from natural disasters or environmental dangers, governmental stability, improved economics, and many other useful services. Some of these include medical, educational, and food or shopping services. With as many benefits of living in an urban city, there are also several major drawbacks. Smog or air quality is a major drawback of urban cities. Water quality, noise pollution, traffic, potential floods, and cost of living are also among these. As urban cities expand in populace and size, the health and well-being of the residents are placed at risk. A very useful solution to these impending issues are urban ecosystems. Traditionally, we consider ecosystems as expansive forests or jungles separated from our cities. This, however, is an archaic way of thinking. Recent research since the early 2000s show that by reincorporating nature into urban cities, several important services are fulfilled. These services are called urban ecosystem services. These services include being a food supply, such as the case of urban gardens, runoff mitigation, temperature regulation, noise reduction, air purification, moderation of environmental extremes, waste treatment, climate regulation, pollination and seed dispersal, recreation, cognitive development, increased mental well-being, and animal sightings. Another important ecosystem service is runoff mitigation. Stormwater runoff is able to wreak havoc in a city, causing mass flooding if not addressed properly. Unfortunately, most urban cities respond to this threat by creating concrete and impermeable surfaces to redirect the flow of water. This, however, creates another problem. It increases the speed and force of the water as it gathers increasingly in these drainage systems. Before the stormwater even reaches the drainage routes, it can be partially absorbed by urban ecosystems, reducing the amount of runoff water and incorporating it back into the local environment. Through photosynthesis, plants acquire and absorb CO2 to produce necessary nutrients. This in turn makes them great for carbon sequestration, or the absorption of carbon dioxide in the air, effectively purifying the air in a certain radius around them. As with many things in life, there are also disservices of urban ecosystems, albeit they are few and are easily mitigated. Some of these disservices are the perceived fear of dark areas, increased animal sightings with potentially dangerous animals, volatile organic compounds, also known as VOCs, structural damage, and zoonoses. Mitigating these disservices is quite simple. For the fear of dark spaces, cities can light up walkways or dark areas at night. For dangerous animals, game cameras can be installed at various locations and monitored. To combat structural damage from growing vegetation, proper pruning and sufficient growing space will remedy most of these issues. Surrounding this vegetation with permeable walkways will also enable plants to grow properly without damaging the surrounding structures as it searches for nutrients. Finally, zoonoses are one of the most concerning disservices. Zoonoses are also known as zoonotic diseases. These are diseases such as the avian flu, anthrax, and the West Nile virus. In short, these are diseases which can travel from animals to humans and vice versa. Urban ecosystems, while they can help spread this in cities, also have ways to regulate the spread of zoonoses. With proper care, urban ecosystems self-regulate the spread of zoonoses with wildlife such as frogs, bats, and birds. So with all these benefits that can be reaped from urban ecosystems, why do we not see more of them around? Simply stated, some of the research into their effects are relatively new and not widely known. Most citizens are only aware of a few of the ecosystem services, or simply don't know that they are able to take action. Some also consider their city parks to be enough of an urban ecosystem. While sadly, this is not fully true. While a park has some of the services, it usually falls very short of its full capacity. This being, it simply doesn't have enough of an ecosystem within it. These usually consist of trees and wide open areas suitable for soccer games more so than an ecosystem. But this can be changed. By appealing to your local city or government, you are able to influence the growth of urban ecosystems in your area. City Hall meetings in most towns are held bi-weekly. some of which give citizens an hour or more to speak on their concerns. In the city of El Paso, the Capital Improvement Department, those who are responsible for improving various infrastructures such as parks, also sit on these meetings. It is possible to appeal directly to them via the meeting. Another easy method of being heard is writing a letter to your local senator or governmental leader, such as a mayor. While this method may take some time, it also shows the public's interest in improving their cities. You can make a change in your city, one that will improve the health of your city drastically. So appeal today. Write your local government or attend city meetings.